I teased, nodding toward a group of girls lying against the wall like a pastel confections. Yeah, he sighed, but she's taken. He glanced down and met my curious gaze for just a second, and then we both looked away embarrassed. You look really pretty, by the way, he added shyly. Thanks. So why did Billy pay you to come here? I asked quickly, though I knew the answer. Jacob didn't seem grateful for the subject change. He looked away uncomfortable again. He said it was a safe place to talk to you. I swear the old man is losing his mind. I joined in his laughter weakly. Anyway, he said that if I told you something, he would give me that mustard cylinder I need, he confessed with a sheepish grin. Tell me then. I want you to get your car finished. I grinned back. At least Jacob didn't believe any of this. It made the situation a bit easier. Against the wall, Edward was watching my face, his own face expressionless. I saw a sophomore in a pink dress eyeing him with timid speculation, but he didn't seem to be aware of her. Jacob looked away again, ashamed. Don't get mad, okay? There's no way I'll be mad at you, Jacob, I assured him. I won't even be mad at Billy. Just say what you have to. Well, this is so stupid. I'm sorry, Bella. He wants you to break up with your boyfriend. He asked me to tell you, please. He shook his head in disgust. He's still superstitious, eh? Yeah, he was kind of over the top when you got hurt down in Phoenix. He didn't believe. Jacob trailed off subconsciously. My eyes narrowed. I fell. I know that, Jacob said quickly. He thinks Edward has something to do with me getting hurt. It wasn't a question, and despite my promise, I was angry. Jacob wouldn't meet my eyes. We weren't even bothering to sway to the music, though his hands were still on my waist, and mine were still around his neck. Look, Jacob, I know Billy probably won't believe this, but just so you know, he looked at me now, responding to the new earnestness in my voice. Edward really did save my life. If it weren't for Edward and his father, I'd be dead. I know, he claimed, but he sounded like my sincere words had affected him some. Maybe he'd be able to convince Billy of at least this much, at least. Hey, I'm sorry you had to come do this, Jacob, I apologized. At any rate, you get your parts, right? Yeah, he muttered. He was still looking awkward, upset. There's more? I asked in disbelief. Forget it, he mumbled. I'll get a job and save the money myself. I glared at him until he met my gaze. Just spit it out, Jacob. It's so bad. I don't care. Tell me, I insisted. Okay, but geez, this sounds bad. He shook his head. He said to tell you, no, to warn you that, and this is his plural, not mine. He lifted one hand from my waist and made little quotation marks in the air. Will be watching. He watched warily for my reaction. It sounded like something from a mafia movie. I laughed out loud. Sorry you had to do this, Jake, I snickered. I don't mind that much, he grinned in relief. His eyes were appraising as they raked quickly over my dress. So, should I tell him you said to butt the hell out? He asked hopefully. No, I sighed. Tell him I said thanks. I know he means well. The song ended and I dropped my arms. His hands hesitated at my waist, and he glanced at my bum leg. Do you want to dance again? Or can I help you get somewhere? Edward answered for me. That's all right, Jacob. I'll take it from here. Jacob flinched and stared wide-eyed at Edward, who stared just beside us. Hey, I didn't see you there, he mumbled. I guess I'll see you around, Bella. He stepped back, waving half-heartedly. I smiled. Yeah, I'll see you later. Sorry, he said again before he turned again for the door. Edward's arms wound around me as the next song started. It was a little up-tempo for slow dancing, but that didn't seem to concern him. I leaned my head against his chest, content. Feeling better? I teased. Not really, he said tersely. Don't be mad at Billy, I sighed. He just worries about me for Charlie's sake. It's nothing personal. I'm not mad at Billy, he corrected in a clipped voice, but his son is irritating me. I pulled back to look at him. His face was very serious. Why? First of all, he made me break my promise. I stared at him in confusion. He half smiled. I promised I wouldn't let go of you tonight, he explained. Oh, well, I forgive you. Thanks, but there's something else. Edward frowned. I waited patiently. He called you pretty, he finally continued, his frown deepening. That's practically an insult the way you look right now. You're much more than beautiful. I laughed. You might be a little biased. I don't think that's it. Besides, I have excellent eyesight. We were twirling again, my feet on his as he held me close. So are you going to explain the reason for all of this? I wondered. He looked down at me, confused, and I glared meaningfully at the crepe paper. He considered for a moment and then changed directions, spinning me through the crowd to the back door of the gym. I caught a glimpse of Jessica and Mike dancing, staring at me curiously. Jessica waved and I smiled back quickly. Angela was there too, looking blissfully happy in the arms of little Ben Chaney. She didn't look up from his eyes, a head lower than hers. Lee and Samantha, Lauren glaring toward us with Connor. I could name every face that spiraled past me. And then we were outdoors, in the cool, dim light of the fading sunset. As soon as we were alone, he swung me up into his arms and carried me across the dark grounds till we reached a bench beneath the shadow of the madrone trees. He sat there, keeping me cradled against his chest. The moon was already up, visible through the gauzy clouds, and his face glowed pale in the white lights. His mouth was hard, his eyes troubled. The point? I prompted softly. He ignored me, staring up at the moon. Twilight again, he murmured. Another ending. No matter how perfect the day is, it always has to end. Some things don't have to end, I muttered through my teeth, instantly tense. He sighed. I brought you to the prom, he said slowly, finally answering my question.